So every Tuesday, about 30 minutes before the market opens, we do a pre-market watch list. We go through our scanners, go over the market, see what's going on. I'll talk about some trades that I'm in right now and trades that I'm looking at. We also got a kind of a special announcement towards the end of this here, so stay tuned for that. Some really exciting stuff. But that's pretty much it. So we are good to go. All right. So let's start off with what's going on overnight global markets, and then we're going to go through our scanners and pick our top trades for today. Just another day, another bullish opening pre-market for S&P futures. Europe was pretty strong across the board. Only the UK was down, and Asia was a little mixed, but still overall leaning towards the positive side. So, unless there's some crazy news coming out today or anything like that, and I don't think we have anything major on the news, I think it's going to be, pretty much a rerun of yesterday. Trading the S&P directly has been kind of pretty straightforward. You just buy. That's pretty much it. It's held above the monthly VWAP for a long time. And we haven't been below the monthly VWAP on a closing basis since end of June. So we're talking almost 2 months now. And so pullbacks to the monthly VWAP are being bought. That's how I'd be playing it right now. There's not huge volatility in the S&P 500 right now. So it might be good to be buying some options. If you feel like there's going to be a crash, then it might be good to buy protection via options because implied volatility is low and therefore buying options is cheap. So if you feel like buying protection or you wanted to actually get options, then it'd probably be better to be a buyer right now than a seller if you want to trade the S&P 500 right now. So looking at, let's jump into scanners and then we'll look at Benzinga and then we'll look at some trades that I'm, okay, U1 and Ovid. So let's see what's going on with U1. Urban One, wow, you went kind of gangbusters. Let's see. So we have 439 to 11, almost 300% pre-market. A lot of this is Asia. Yeah, okay. So a lot of this is Asia and not quite, early US. Well, that's pretty weird. What's going on? What do we got? That was there. And so let's see if there's anything. Urban One hopes to reverse COVID pain amid calls for racial justice. Okay, that's not really putting you in the news. That's just making a political statement. So yeah, I don't see anything going on here pre-market that would make me believe that there's some sort of positive news catalyst. Volume is up though, 4.7 million, pretty strong. But you got this huge sell-off in wide range. It wasn't holding any of the gains pre-market. So this whole thing starts around 521. This one right here, this kind of marks up easily here with that being said. So I'm gonna pretty much wait for this thing to get lower towards the pre-market open basically before I consider getting long on this one here. But it's lost a lot of it, and you've been seeing a lot of that with small caps lately. So small caps actually haven't as much momentum lately. It's been much more value plays and some of the mid caps and large caps that have been doing really well. The movement's been there. The movement hasn't been in a lot of the small caps. There was like one yesterday that had a big one, but small caps as a whole have not been being pushed around as much as they were in July or in June or in May. And you're seeing a lot of things that are up huge pre-market and then just losing a lot of those gains. So I will consider possibly fading this if it gets back up to 11. There's no real positive news catalyst, so it doesn't really make any sense. What's the other one? Ovid. Okay, so this is probably... You're seeing LCA there because I got a trade that I've been in for a little bit and now is making some pretty good money. Any positive news catalyst on Ovid? China Trade Jail. Let's check it out. Saeed has a question already. Busting it out. Hold on one second, Saeed. Let me just check and see if there's anything going on Ovid. No, I don't see anything. Okay. Unless there's something else going on. Positive mid-stage results for seizure drug. Okay. Now it's positive top line from a randomized phase 2. So they haven't gone through all 3 phases yet, but phase 2 is good. You're making progress. Kind of a specialized drug. Seems like a specialized drug. So not something that's going to be like coronavirus or anything or global, but it seems like a specialized drug. So not surprising it hasn't held most of these gains. And again, the same thing. See a lot of things early pre-market or aftermarket, then pre-market, and then losing a lot of that. So gets back up here. I'll consider a fade to sell it on the way down. That would be, yeah, there's some resistance up there. Yeah, I definitely like the idea of fading because you got this spike and this spike here. And right now we're at 784. Yeah, kind of in a range between 6 and 11 or 6 and 10.5. So I don't see myself wanting to buy this anytime soon. I think maybe around, maybe 6 flat. Looking at the weekly here, we got some base of this corrective structure here. We got this here, this here. So it's not bad. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad. So I will be open to that. So I'll set some alerts here. All right, so let's check out your question, and then we're going to look at Benzinga and see what they got. When trading in stocks, are you physically buying the stocks or are you betting on the moment? When I'm trading stocks, I am buying the shares, but I could also be trading options, which means that you're not trading the shares directly, you're trading the underlying. You're trading a derivative contract on the underlying, which is the shares. So most of the times when I am day trading stocks, I'm buying the shares directly. So yeah. Betting on the moment. Well, it's the same thing. Whether you're buying the stocks for, whether I'm buying the physical, like I'm buying the shares for the day, for the week, I'm still buying them for the moment. And that moment is either a short moment or a long moment. So, okay, alarm on NVAX. I'm being curious on that one. Is window 2 what you refer to as order flow or tape reading? And is tape reading useful in day trading? Okay, there's some interesting questions here. So window 2, also referred to as level 2. Level 2 is a combination of, it can be, you could include time in sales in level 2. Level 1 is just the bid-ask spread, basically. That's when you see quotes on a stock, the bid-ask spread is level 1. Level 2 would include time in sales, which I watch. Level 2 will include, it could include the depth of market, or it could just include the bid ask and see what orders are pending on the bid and ask, basically. And it has several layers, like several prices. So there is a level 2 that is just the prices on the bid, on the ask, several layers deep, and what kind of volume is stacked up there potentially waiting to get activated. But I prefer to use the dome, which I like the dome because it gives a little more information. It gives the same information, but it also shows me what particular prices there has been high amounts of volume. And so I'll be doing dome a little bit later. First, we're going to do a time in sales, and then I'll be doing dome stuff, probably for members first and then publicly on YouTube. So that when you're talking about reading the tape would be a combination of time in sales, and that's the activated order flow. That's the actualized order flow. The level 2 is not actualized. And so it's just showing what's available liquidity and who's got how many orders are waiting at particular prices. And then if it gets activated, then it'll move over. It'll show up in the time in sales. So tape reading would refer to those two things, reading level 2, reading your time in sales. I use it for day trading. I use it for swing trading. Yes, it's very, very useful. Absolutely. Absolutely. Very, very powerful. Because if you think about time in sales, what is time in sales giving you? It's giving you actualized order flow. So, a great example would be breakouts. When you're trading breakouts, you need to understand what's going on with volume. The pattern could be technically perfect. And that's the thing about breakouts, is that anybody can spot a breakout pattern. They're not complex patterns to spot. But if I was to show you 100 breakouts and then start to throw in time and sales in there, you're going to see a difference between the good traders and the inexperienced traders, because the good traders are going to understand what the time and sales should look like. Not even just let's just skip the dome. A good trader should be able to see through time and sales only whether that is a really well supported breakout or not. And so, they should be able to do that through their volume analysis and time and sales alone. So yeah, it's an extra skill. Saib saying, so are you betting on movement? Yes, I'm betting on, so unless I'm trading the options don't necessarily have to bet on movement. Options can make money if the stock goes absolutely nowhere. That's the beautiful thing about options. And so, You can make money on options. You can make money on options without even hitting your strike price. All it takes is a repricing of the option to kick your option into profit. So you don't even have to be correct on the price. You could be, short on the price. Like you could be at the wrong price. Your strike price could be off. But if the option gets repriced due to changes in implied volatility, due to changes in gamma or theta or anything like that, due to changes in the protection, the risk premium on that option, you can make money without even being correct on the stock price. So when you're trading options, you don't necessarily have to be trading on the movement. Like, you don't have to expect it to be bullish or bearish. You can make money if it goes absolutely nowhere. But when I am trading stocks, particularly day trading, yes, I am trading. I'm betting on the movement. I'm betting on the price action. I'm betting on the order flow, the time in sales. I'm betting on all that being supportive of the market moving in a particular direction. But for as long as I'm holding the trade, I still am owning those shares. So hopefully I answer your question. Victor says, good morning to you, Chris. Got the options trading course. Nice. Good morning to you as well. Saib has another question. Which broker best provides the level 2 quotes, and is this available on all stocks, high cap or low cap? It should be. The best broker is the one that you like the best. For me, I prefer Thinkorswim because I do a lot of trading in different asset classes. So I trade stocks, I trade FX, I trade options, I trade commodities, I trade global indices. And since I want a platform that is able to handle all of that, for me, Thinkorswim is it. If I was scalping, I would not, if I was primarily a scalper, like the bulk of my trading was on scalping, then I wouldn't probably use Thinkorswim because it's not built for, the most lightning fast execution, getting in and out in seconds or minutes. It's not, you can do that, but it's just not built for that. For that, you would do Lightspeed. Lightspeed's built for scalpers. But since I'm doing stocks, FX, commodities, options, all of that, I felt like Thinkorswim is probably the best platform out there, at least for people in the US. If you're in Europe, Saxo would probably be the next best thing. One thing I don't like Saxo is their pricing. Some of their fees and spreads are a little high. They haven't caught up to the, kind of no fees model that's been happening here in the US, or no commissions. So for me, that's my best broker in terms of that. And level 2 quotes are available on everything. High cap, low cap, doesn't matter. Most brokers, if they're providing level 2, they should be providing it on every broker. Stefano says, hello, Chris, and everyone got in late, you slacker. A bit busy these days. No excuses, Stefano. No excuses. Just kidding. All right. So Novavax kind of triggered an alert. Let's see if there's any update. There was an update yesterday. So Monday has begun enrolling volunteers. We need some schleps who do not care about their body and may experience some drastic side effects. We are doing the second phase of an ongoing clinical trial for a vaccine candidate, and the interim data expected in the fourth quarter 2020. New phase, the age range has been expanded with adults between 60 and 84. Okay, this is just an update on a trial that they're already doing. So, okay, and nothing crazy. Okay, all right, so nothing crazy on this one here. And Novavax is actually it's crossing a very important threshold. This was a very important support for me. And I think you're seeing a lot of the biotech pharma industry starting to sell off pretty massively because they weren't the first to come up with the vaccine. There's the Sputnik project in Russia, there's questions, and some of those questions could be geopolitically motivated. Is it a legit trial? It didn't even go through all 3 phases. And I think there's some legitimacy to that, but there's also a lot of geopolitical posturing because the country that invents the first global vaccine for coronavirus is, 1, going to look like the heroes. 2, they're going to make a lot of money. They're just going to make billions and billions of dollars. So I can see there's been a lot of bad talking of the Sputnik project on the US side because they didn't, they want to be the first. The US wants to be first. Who doesn't? It's just shitty that they have to kind of go through this stupid geopolitical posturing about it. So, if there's a vaccine, it doesn't, I personally don't give a shit which country it comes from, as long as it's legit, safe, take it. That's the deal. That's what I want. So Novavax is going through an interesting phase right now. It had just an explosive melt up, just absolute gangbusters, you know, from 10 to like 181, which, you know, a lot of people talk about like Tesla being like, oh my God, Tesla was up 400%. Yeah, this is up like, you know, 1800%. You know, there were stocks that were just crushing Tesla left and right. So this, you know, started to kind of go parabolic at the end, and it's had a pretty drastic sell-off. And if we look at, let's go to the 4-hour. It built a base of support here. You know, this was this, I don't know what happened here that caused this. This is some wild price swings. But there was clearly liquidity here and it found support, and it did it again here. And this is this base right here, base of the breakout. So you should be able to see the breakout. There's the breakout. So base of the breakout. Now we are getting below this. And so pre-market, we are here. We haven't, okay, we're about to open in 1 minute. So we are at 108 pre-market. That means we're below this wick right here. That's very bearish for Novavax. That's very, very bearish. Losing this major support is no bueno. So I think if it does, I think if it, you know, continues its downward pressure, I think 95 is going to be next on the list. You know, probably try and fill this gap towards 88. And then you have a lot lower to go. So there's some downside in Novavax. I'm looking at option plays on it. I'm looking to sell it short the shares. There's a lot going on. Okay, market just opened. Shoot, I don't even have my trading platform open. That's not good. Let's run through. So Novavax is going to be on there. U1, we'll keep it on there temporarily. Let's see what's going on in Benzinga. I missed the pre-market, mother effer. All right. Wow, we got a lot of things over 1 million shares right off the bat. So let's see. Airlines having they had a big day yesterday. Can they continue today? I'm not totally sure. Travel and entertainment had a big day yesterday, and a lot of them are already starting to lose some ground. So none of those are really standing out. BLNK, anything standing out? No, not yet. Not yet. What was on the pre-market? Let's see what was on the pre-market, just out of curiosity. U1, Ovid, CAPR. Just add an E to that. Add an E to that. Add an E. Just name a stock after my last name. I think I got a good name for it. CAPR. That's a good stock symbol. I mean, 5 letters is kind of thick, but I think CAPRE would be an awesome stock symbol. I think we should roll with it. So nothing pre-market, holding gains. Very interesting. Of course, Metropolis. You got something going on, but not a whole lot of shares. Yeah, nobody pre-market. Okay, so we're gonna roll with Novavax U1. Let me look at a few trades I'm in right now. I'm long LCA way back at like mid 14s or early 14s. I think LCA is there probably should be some profit taking right around 17, but the base is clearly in. I think if it gets back to 12, in my opinion, you should be a buyer of it. I will add on to my position. I'm bullish on Lancadia Holdings. Lancadia Holdings is the company. There's a billionaire who owns, I think, the Houston Rockets. I forget his name. I think it might even be one. I think it might be Fertitta, but it's not one of the Fertitta brothers, like the UFC. He used Lancadia Holdings as a company to buy Golden Nugget Online Casino. So he bought the online casino, and he's making a big move into online gambling. And if there's one thing I've learned, you know, and online gambling is not just casino stuff. There's going to be eventually sports betting and things like that. And if there's one thing you do not want to bet against, it's people's desire to gamble or play, you know, like casino games online, and it's to bet on sports. And so I would never recommend betting against that long term, because those things are just things that people are going to want to do. So I bought in early to get in chance because I think it's going to go much, much higher. And so I'm going to keep some exposure on this. I'm probably going to start taking some profit because I can't remember where I got in, like low 14s, but I'm going to start taking some profit on this. I will add more at about 12. I think we got a nice structure in here that is going to, you know, build a nice base for another leg up. And so if you do get a breakout, watch for the breakout pullback, not the breakout on this one here, because there's no breakout structure. So we'd want to watch for a breakout pullback on this one here. Along those lines, DKNG probably is looking good today. Yeah, DKNG. This is another one. It's DraftKings. It's a stock I've been long. For a long time, since May. I will keep adding exposure to it. I'm going to hold exposure to DraftKings for the rest of the year. So this is one of those that I think, as sports continue to go back online and, vaccines start to come out more and more, it's already up $1 first 5 minutes in the market. So I might even add some positions right now. So yeah, this is another one that eventually, once sports come back online and once vaccines and once all the activities going on, this stock is going to do really, really well, in my opinion. So this is one I would consider adding exposure to. I notice precious metals are having a rough time right now. So they are kind of a little slumpy as of late. Is the run over? I don't think the run's over. I think you got in GDX, which I'm long, I think you got 37.5 and you got 39 as potential points to add on. If you're not already long, I like 39. I like adding on at 39, so I'll probably add on there. Anything else I got going right now? I have one play in ARNC. I got a few option plays. This is doing nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. This is looking good. So pretty straightforward. Get out of the way. Correct the structure, building pressure at resistance. Had, a brief 1 minute existence there, and it's just been building overall. You can see the price action is just building on this one here. So it probably needs to build a little bit more, maybe another day or two, but probably by middle of this week or later this week, it should break out. Volumes in small caps have been a little slow, but I think this is kind of along the small mid cap range. So it's got the right price action. It's got everything going for it. It's in a really good position. So yeah, I am long ARNC, and I'll probably keep adding on my positions. If we get a good breakout structure, I'll probably add on a breakout or breakout pullback. Anything else? Got some option plays going on. Oh, speaking of, hold on a second. Add an E, you narcissist. It's funny, Jeremy. Okay, so no other questions on that. Okay, cool. So with that being said, big announcement. Options Bootcamp. It's live. And we're keeping it open until September 12th. So Options Bootcamp is, I have been doing a lot of options trading over the last year or so. I've been trading options since 2015, but I really started taking on aggressively like in the last year and a half. And honestly, I cannot imagine my trading now without options. I would not trade stocks, commodities, global indices without options. First off, if you're going to be trading stocks, you're probably going to want to be trading options on them because it provides a second income. The other thing about it is great things about options. If you don't trade options already, you should learn how to trade options. Like if I could go back in time and tell my younger version of me 20 years ago when I first started out, if there's some things that I can change, I would say you need to start learning options. You need to learn options. You absolutely need to learn options. Like I would never trade stocks now without options. Is just I wouldn't do it. Yeah, I may do some day trades and things like that, but I would never hold a position like overnight for weeks or months or something like that without trading options. So you can provide a second income on the trade. You can be right on the direction of the trade, and you can make money on the option itself. If the trade is working against you, well, how many times have you wanted to hedge your position, which is basically a way to neutralize risk? You want to keep the position open, but short term, you're not confident on it. And so you don't want to exit the position, but you're in the negative right now. Well, you can use options to make money on that position that your underlying is losing money on. So you can do it that way. You can neutralize the risk. You can reduce your cost basis. There's things that you can do with options that you cannot do just by trading the stock or the underlying directly. It just gives you a totally different way to make money in the markets. So we've created a boot camp on that. And it's pretty straightforward. So it comes with a free ebook, Intro to Options Trading, gives you a nice primer on options for those of you who are new. September 12th, we're doing 2 2-hour webinars where I'm going to be teaching you 6 option trading strategies. And I'm also going to be teaching you the price action patterns and how I use them. That's the thing that's lacking in today's education about options. There's a lot of people telling you how to use the options and what are the option strategies, but nobody is talking about, hey, this is what the price action should look like when you trade that option. And this is what it should not look like when you trade the option. Nobody's talking about that, which I think is a big failing on the options like educational side. So it's just they're very weak in that area. They're great on talking about options and the Greeks and everything like that and how you can use the strategies, but nobody's talking about that. We are talking about that. And so we're specifically focusing on using options to generate income. So there are ways to generate income with options versus actually taking speculative plays on it. So there are ways when you trade options where you have to pay to get in the option, but there are ways when you trade options where you can get paid to write the option. And so we're focusing mostly on that. So huge opportunity, 2-hour webinars on the 12th. After that, we're doing a 1-week follow-up. We're doing a 1-month follow-up, and that's it. So this is your chance to get into the boot camp. Maybe 6 months down the line, I'll do a more advanced boot camp, but I'm not going to be repeating this boot camp. So if you want to attend the classes live and you want to ask your questions live and do all this live with me, then you can do that. So you can get access to the ebook immediately, and then I can see on the 12th, pre-registration price, the reason why it's a big announcement, pre-registration price goes up at the end of August. So save yourself some money. Jeremy saying, glad to be in that course. Could never make credit spreads work for me consistently, but that's about to change. Yeah, we're going to be focusing on that. They're definitely in the wheelhouse. It's one of my main strategies. And if you're going to be a consistent, serious options trader, you have to employ credit spreads. There's no way you could do it, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would not recommend it. You would be giving up a lot of alpha over time. Option strategies should be applicable to any markets. Yeah, options work on all markets, but we're focusing mostly on stocks. But you can use them on commodities. You can use them on FX. Sadly, there are less FX option brokers out there. I know there's 6 major ones that are, but we are primarily focusing on stocks. However, while there is a focus on stocks, we're not teaching them as like, oh, you can only trade these with stocks. We're teaching you how to use these options and what the price action patterns behind the markets should look like when you trade those options. So huge. The option strategy should be, yes. Okay, I answered that question. Okay, we got 2 more questions and then I got to wrap it up because I got to get to the market open and I got some breakfast waiting for me here. Hi, Sir Chris. I have a new question. Do tell. Anyways, by the way, if you want to sign up, here's how you sign up. Options Bootcamp. Bam. There you go. I am super excited about this. We've been working this hardcore lately. I'm trading. Okay, YSSJC has my question. I'm trading using 15-minute charts as my entry, so I need to check charts every 15 minutes. You don't have to check every 15 minutes. Like, why do you have to check charts every 15 minutes? I don't wait for candles particularly to close before I take a trade. If the price action's there, the price action's there. If the structure's there, the structure's there. If the order flow's there, the order flow's there. So I'm not like, if I'm trading on a 5-minute chart, I'm not like, oh, new candle form, check it out. Okay, it's not there. Let's go back. Like that's not how I'm trading. The holding time I trades ranging from 10 minutes to a day. Most of my trades, I don't use to take profit, only trail stop. My new problem now, you think this is your only problem? I think you have many problems, but that's part of trading is that you have problems, you have challenges, and you need to start overcoming them one by one. My new problem now is I'm trading almost 24 hours per day and it affects my sleep. That's bad. That's very bad. That's not good at all. You cannot maintain that long term. You cannot maintain disrupting your sleep long term. In fact, they've done studies that if you ever, this is not a great study to just publicly announce, but if you ever really want to torture somebody, just sleep deprive them. It's like it blows all the other methods away because neurologically it has the greatest impact upon you, on your brain and your mind. So sleep deprivation is the fastest way to decrease your performance in anything. If you have 2 days of less than 6 hours sleep back to back, and you don't jump into REM sleep and you don't get any deep sleep, your cognitive performance is going to be 20% lower. So you just lost, depending upon you probably 15 to 20 IQ points like that. That's all it takes. 2 days. So if you want to affect your performance in the worst way possible, get bad sleep. if you want to improve your performance, get better sleep, get consistent, healthy sleep. The sleep has to be your focus. You have to think of it as like, hey, an athlete, I need to use my brain. I need to be using, this machine in here. I need to be using my body. And if this is not in tune and it's not sharp, I'm going to perform badly. And if I perform badly, I lose money. I do not do that with myself. I go to bed at the same time every day. I wake up at the same time every day during trading days, Sunday through Thursday, Sunday night through Thursday night. I go to bed at the exact same time because that's my commitment. My commitment is to this. Like I reorient my life to make sure that I'm in the optimal condition when I'm trading. So you need to make that the same. Yeah, that's not sustainable. YSSJC. It's just not sustainable. You're going to have to find a way around it. And even then, like, unless you're just absolutely going gangbusters, like you're making, 5-10 million a year, like it might be worth it for like a year, assuming that you could get, make up a lot of the rest on the weekends, but you're not making millions of dollars. You're blowing up accounts. So that just doesn't seem like a good trade-off. Seems like a bad trade-off to me. I would suggest reorienting your trading so that you can have a healthy life, so that you can use that healthy life to make good trades, not destroy your life to continually blow up your account. That just doesn't seem like the best way to do it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up. I need to see what's going on with the markets. They're already open for, oh my God, 15 minutes. Crap. I need to see what's going on. Novavax already down. Told you to be down. So, all right. So I'm going to get going. I got to check on my position, see what's going on. And I will see the members in the live trade room sharing trades very shortly. So I will see you soon. Have a great trading week. I might do something Friday. Maybe. So yeah, that's me winking. Probably I'm going to be here Friday for a live session before I do the member session. So hopefully I'll see you guys Friday. Other than that, good luck trading this week. Check out Novavax, U1, and I forget what the other one we're looking at is. Yeah, LCA as well. So, all right, great trading, everyone. Thanks you for coming. I will see you next time. Take care, everyone.